Yeah, I guess we'll dive right into it unless
Sure.
you have any questions for
Nope,
me.
I'm good.
Cool. So start off, everybody starts off with a bit of an introduction. So I
Yeah.
just want to introduce Britney Berrigan from the Berrigan DeVoe team,
Yeah.
the number two.
We're going for number
Going
one.
for number one. Number two team at Remax Nova. So that's awesome. So yeah, let's start a little bit with some of your background and journey. Like what was kind of life like before real estate? What sparked some
Life
of your
before real
interests?
estate. So I was like a baby getting into real estate. I was 22 years old. So before that, I was just serving. I went to St. Mary's,
Okay.
kind of doing the university partying thing.
Yeah. I've been there too.
yeah.
Partied a lot.
Yeah, it was a good time. But then basically after I didn't do anything that was super specific. Like a lot of my best friends and cousins were doing like a nursing degree
What
or
did you do?
I did psych.
Okay.
So
I should have a minor in psych. Just as kind of one of my what happened was, not to detract from your story. I love the psychology and the way people think. And anyway, the short way around what I'm saying is, my fourth year I was supposed to take, I guess, a 1,000 level course to finish up my minor.
Yeah.
And I took a 4,000. Didn't even realize.
Oh.
And then when I went to go claim my minor, they're like, "Well, no, you didn't do the right
Oh.
stuff." And I was like, "Well, what did I do wrong?" They're like, "Well, here you took a 4,000 instead of a 1,000."
Oh, okay.
So I was like, so I did more work than required.
Yeah.
they're
And you
like-
don't get
And they're like, "Yeah, I guess so." I was like, "So,"
Can you count it? Yeah.
and they're like, "No, if we do that for you, we got to do it for everybody." I was like, "But if everybody did more work than we were supposed to, wouldn't that be
Is
good?"
that the worst thing? Yeah.
So I was so done with school. I was
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
whatever. Like,
Yeah.
this minor probably doesn't mean
Yeah.
that much, but I kind of, would have been cool just to have
Yeah.
minor psychology. But anyway,
What did
I
you
digress.
take?
I did a Bachelor of Commerce, and I
Okay.
majored in marketing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's useful for real estate.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
so is psychology.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Looking back, so definitely had some good value there. But
Yeah.
I kind of started out, I was like, "Oh, I'll be a financial planner or an accountant." And then
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty good with numbers. Like, I don't know, maybe I was just a crappy student. But anyway,
Yeah.
back to you. So you did a psych degree.
Yeah, I did psych. And then after that, I had done like some volunteering and stuff like that with the IWK. I was considering I was going to try to get into like a counseling program.
Okay.
But it was pretty challenging. So I ended up going back to school to upgrade a few courses so that I could get my GPA up. So I did that, but I wasn't super passionate or sold on that route. I feel like most of the women in my family, like they all went into kind of healthcare, like the medical industry in some way. So that's just what I was naturally gravitating toward. And I knew I could never be a nurse because I, like, even if my own kids throw up, like I have a hard time like I have a really weak stomach. So I knew that I couldn't do that. So I was like, psych always interested me, like specifically like addictions and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then getting my feet in a little bit with some volunteering, like it really affected me in a negative way mentally. Like I have so much respect and appreciation for people who can do that for their job.
Yeah. It's heavy.
It's heavy, and I was really young too, so I was just kind of like, can I swear?
Of course.
I was like, fuck it, I'm going the opposite direction. And I was like, sales. And at the time, my boyfriend, who is my husband now, his mother was in real estate. And she was like, why don't you give this a shot?
Oh, that's how it started.
Yeah, that's how it started. So,
Neat.
yeah, so I
Who was she
joined.
with?
She was on Daniel Sears' team. So Daniel Sears
He's
with
here.
Remax Nova now, but at the time he was at Remax Options, which doesn't even exist anymore.
Oh,
This is like 16 years
little
ago.
history lesson here.
Yeah, so I joined his team. It was short-lived before I came over here.
He's
And
just
then
a
I really-
solo guy now, right?
He is, yeah. Yeah, the team, it didn't last long. Daniel's been like crazy successful for like decades, but the team didn't last super long. And once I jumped over to Remax Nova, that's when everything changed for me. And I felt like I was, starting to do well. But before that, I was just kind of lost, honestly. Like I was just trying it. I don't think I really saw myself sticking with it forever. It was a grind, like for a few years, like.
Man, I'm not that far removed from the grind.
Right,
So
yeah.
I remember it very well.
Yeah.
What do you think changed for you, like from the team setting to then moving to Remax Nova? Like, was there something that really kind of kick you in gear, or
Yeah.
was it just like, okay, well, I'm not on the team now, I got to get after it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the brokerage that I was at before was the demographic. There were a lot of older agents, like much older, and I was
Yeah.
so young. So I didn't really fit in, and I didn't really have a whole lot in common with those agents and the way that they were doing their business, and even their clientele versus mine. I just felt like kind of lost there. So when I came over to Nova, there were just so many more people and a lot of younger agents. Like I was still one of the youngest for sure, but I could look up to, people that were at least in their 20s and 30s and be like, okay, that looks like something I can accomplish. It looks like something I could have fun doing. And then just having like it was really like Naz and Craig. Like when I came over, they were just like, and Naz was, I mean, he wasn't new by any means, but he was hustling, like he was building his business at the time too. So
How long had he been in when you got there, do you think?
honestly, maybe 7 or 8 years.
Okay.
Like,
I guess he's been in it for a while.
yeah,
Naz,
I
what,
might be off
50?
by a couple of years. No, he's not 50.
No, sorry, Naz. Hopefully he doesn't want to.
Naz would be maybe 46 or something like that.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
I
so-
aged him by 4 years. Sorry, man.
Yeah, but he really helped me, and Craig as well. So they would just kind of bring me along, and I felt like I was getting my foot in the door and experiencing, just like going to inspections and seeing how they run their business, what they're doing for their clients, just running around with them. I did that for years, and I learned a lot from them. And then ultimately, Stacey DeVoe worked here as well. That's who my partner is now.
Yep.
And she
Shout out to Stacey.
Yeah, shout out to Stace. Yeah, so she and I had started working together because we started sharing an office.
Okay.
To kind of help
So
with
how many years
costs.
ago was this?
Oh my God. I feel like there's like before kids and after kids. And the time is so jumbled.
Right.
Probably maybe 8 years ago. Something
Okay.
like that.
Cool. So like
Something like that. Yeah.
2018-ish?
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, because it was definitely before COVID. Yeah, probably 17, 18, something like that.
Yeah.
So we started sharing an office, and then we started sharing an admin. And then what I really liked about kind of starting to work with Stace was she had a small child, and I knew that I had always wanted kids. And she was running a very successful business that was really based on systems. And I just, that appealed to me more than just running around, like flying by the seat of my pants, getting deals together. Like that was like, okay, if I want to have a family and, be a good mom, I can't be running around all weekend and every
Yeah.
evening. So just seeing the way that she did things made me really hopeful that like I could do this and have small children and not like have to blow up my career.
Yeah, systems are definitely important,
Yeah.
especially, I mean, we have a 5-month-old,
Yeah.
but I can't say that it's the same from
Yeah.
me to you.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, if they're trade secrets, that's cool,
Mm-hmm.
just say so. But for some people that are new, that are listening potentially, and
Yeah.
maybe other young females
Yeah.
that are aspiring to get into real estate that may
Yeah.
also be thinking about potentially having a family down the road.
Yeah.
Could you share a couple systems that may help them kind of not have to do the flying by the seat of their pants running around, just
Yeah.
like trying to just hustle deals? Because like
Yeah,
there's a time and a place for it.
for sure.
But
yeah.
obviously systems
Exactly.
are much
Yeah.
better.
And everyone has different like seasons, right? Like I'm in the season where I absolutely need systems. So I need to spend a little bit more money right now,
Right.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it ensures that like all of my clients are getting really good service, and it ensures that I can like maintain the business. So my kids are really small right now. Like no doubt in a few years, like I will be able to do a little bit
more
more
hustling.
myself. Yeah, I like that hustle mentality. That'll come back a little bit. But yeah, so sorry, some advice for
Yeah, just
women
like
starting.
one system
Yeah.
or something, or something that could help.
So the number one thing, like beyond systems, is having like some kind of partnership, or not necessarily like a full blown team, but just having like a person you can lean on.
Right.
Because like I was back to work fairly early with both of my kids, but like there's days where, if you don't sleep all night because you're up breastfeeding if the baby's sick or something like that, like that's gonna be your number one priority for most women. So you need somebody else to back you up and to be able to like cover for you.
When did you know Stacy was like that girl for you? Or that lady.
It's so funny. I've told the story before, but Stace, like, I like begged her to team up with me. And she doesn't make decisions quickly. She's very thoughtful. And then when she's in, she's all in. But it took her months of me just like being like, we should do this. Let's do this.
And was it always an official partnership, or was it like, and not to speak out of turn, but I think like Joe and Yasser are like a duo, but they're not like a team. Like they didn't do the whole team bit.
No, we never did that. It was very individual, like
Right.
sharing a couple of costs, but we were
Right.
absolutely individual.
Yeah, yours was yours and hers was hers.
And at the
unless
time,
you
I
co-listed
didn't
or something.
exactly. And at the time, I didn't really need support because I didn't have kids.
Right.
So we were very separate. And then, after that, that's when, after me like being super persistent and like coming at her every day, being like, "This is what we could build." Like, she finally caved and was like, "Okay, fine, let's do it." And we haven't looked back. And I think that she would agree that it was a really good decision for both of us and for both of our families, really.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
So but for systems, just going back, so having somebody you can lean on, whether it's an official team or just somebody that you
you
work
could
with.
trust.
Yeah. Like it was like Sheila and Stacy always had that going on for a really long time. And they still do. Like we lean on Sheila. There's other agents that we even, have close
I
relationships
just did a
with.
deal with Sheila.
Yeah, Sheila's the best.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah. So, but the other thing, like the systems part, having like a really good CRM.
Yeah, I
You
neglected
gotta-
that. I was like,
yeah,
Google
yeah.
spreadsheet. I was like, I'll just put it in the spreadsheet. And
Yeah,
it's just not smart enough.
No, and exactly. Like you're trying to save time, and if your CRM is doing things for you, that's going to save you a whole lot of time.
I fought that for a while.
Yeah.
You guys? I use Follow Up Boss now.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's expensive.
I
but
know, and I bought it when I was new because I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, systems. I'll spend this, spend that, and I was
Yeah.
like, holy shit, I'm not making any money. I gotta
Yeah.
cancel this, cancel that, and go back to just trying to hustle.
Yeah.
And I think that was like one of the issues with my beginning was like, I was like, oh, this is a good idea. And I did that for a minute. And it didn't produce anything. And I was
Yeah.
like, this is a good idea. And then I stopped that and I'd go over here.
Right.
I was like a serial kind of trying to get things going with different
Yeah.
stuff. And I never was like consistent enough. And I think that was one of my problems.
Yeah.
But now you got the systems.
Yeah.
You got the
Yeah.
plan, consistency.
Yeah.
And then you know what happens after
Yeah.
that. You start to see some linear progression.
Exactly. And it's hard to bite the bullet when you take on like a bigger cost like that. But I think if
Yeah.
you're spending it anywhere, your CRM's where you spend it, right?
Yeah.
So
I just didn't see that. I was like, why do I just
I know.
keep everything here? And
Yeah.
It's like crazy that I
Yeah.
was thinking like that. But you
yeah.
know,
Well, you figured it out. It took us a really long time to get there too. So
Yeah.
you try different things over the years and then you sort out what works for you. So
Yeah. Yeah. So definitely. So just to recap, system number one, if you're a solo agent, find somebody you can count on. that
Yeah,
kinda
someone you
help
trust.
out.
Yeah.
God forbid you want to take a vacation.
I know,
sometimes,
right? Yeah.
Because like,
Yeah.
I was telling people, man, like sometimes, like I just got a message, like my buddy wants to go to the range on Sunday, and I'm like, your baby's doing good, but like I've been flat out,
Yeah.
and then doing work, baby stuff, and
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I just need like. My Sunday's actually the only day that I don't have a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
so I'm just probably going to try and just not.
and who knows what will come up on
Right,
Sunday,
and yeah,
right?
it'll probably get filled up anyway. And
Exactly.
then I'll be like, oh, well, I guess, money.
Exactly. Yeah.
and then you're out.
Yeah.
But, it's definitely important to have somebody to lean on. I very much it's like, I'll just do it all myself,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not really sustainable long term.
No.
So you
No.
gotta relinquish some of that and put some trust into somebody.
Yeah, you got to let go of the control.
Yeah.
That was hard for me. I do
Me
remember
too.
that. Yeah.
Me too.
But it is good. Like, it's a messy business. Like, there's a lot of trial and error involved, but once you kind of get those systems in place, it's a lot easier. And to let go of that control is huge.
Yeah. Just to come back to like children in real estate.
Yeah.
So you have, can you speak to how old are your kids now?
So Riley, my little girl's 4.
4.
Yeah, and my son is 19 months.
Right.
Patrick, yeah.
Yeah. So you mentioned that obviously you were in real estate
Mm-hmm.
when you had kids.
Yeah.
Can you speak to like some of the challenges of like, going through
Yeah.
pregnancy while working,
Yeah.
and then you said you were back pretty early. So,
Yeah.
like, my wife, fortunately, she's on maternity
Right.
for a
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
So she has the flexibility of
Yeah.
not having, although,
Exactly.
she's just like, it's like the equivalent of like unemployment or whatever.
Right.
HRP topped her up, I think, for like 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, there's still something there. And then
Yeah.
there's obviously me that, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, how different was that for you as a young mother trying to hustle, build her business?
Yeah.
And then how much time did you kind of allow yourself before you
Yeah.
really got back to it?
So with Riley, with my first, I took, I think it was just under like 4 months, like 3.5 months or something like that.
And were you still kind of keep an eye on things, or were you just totally hands off?
I was still keeping an eye on things, but I wasn't even really communicating with the client. Like if I'd get something, I would just push it.
Stacey.
Yeah. And it was just Stacy and Brenna and I at the time.
Okay.
We didn't have Victoria, so that was fine. But
Brenda started as your admin, right?
She did, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll tell her that I've told the story so many times, but Brenna was like the worst admin ever. She's an amazing realtor, but she started.
Sorry.
Oh my god, no, she was just on her phone. We'd come into the office, her feet would be like kicked up on the desk, like would have like 10 tabs open, but nothing complete. Like she was a terrible admin. Amazing realtor, and we knew that. Like we could see like the characteristics. So we were like, you need to get licensed. You need to work with us. We love you and we want to have you, but like this isn't super
It's
working
called
out.
butterfly.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty easily distracted as well, so I get it. But
Yeah.
definitely focus when required. But
Yeah.
for sure, that's funny.
Yeah. So yeah, she was. Her and Stace were helping out with Riley, and the market was crazy. Like it was 2021. Like when I came back, Stacy was like, "Holy shit! Like what just happened?" Because she, like Brenna, was relatively new, so she was hands on and helping us out. But for most of the like transactions, like Stacy was doing everything. So it was 2021. That was like one of my biggest years, and I was off.
Wow.
So she was taking everything, and she was so burnt out. So when I came back, I was like, "You need a vacation." But
So was
we got through
Berrigan
it.
DeVoe was a thing then?
Yes.
Or was it still kind of
No, it was
sharing and-
together.
Yeah, you'd done it.
Yeah, we'd been on it. We had created the team. I think at least a year or two before that.
Okay.
So we
we talked about that.
Yeah. I'm so bad with timelines, but something like that. Like we were an established team before and to be honest with you, like I had planned on having kids a lot sooner, but it took us a really long time. We ended up
Took us
doing
a couple of years too.
we ended up doing IVF after like close to 5
Okay.
years. So I actually had way more time than I thought I would to like prepare for that.
Okay.
So my business was really established before I had my kids.
That helps.
It did help, yeah. When I look back, I'm like, maybe this is kind of how it was all supposed to happen. Obviously, at the time, it didn't feel like that. But yeah, so I think, sorry, I'm going off track here now.
That's okay.
Yeah.
There's no real track to stay on, so it's all right.
Yeah, sorry, I forget what the question was, though.
Just some of the challenges and,
Yeah.
and through having kids
Yeah.
and how long did you take off maternity?
Right.
And then how did you find that you kind of handled that from like kid to kid?
Yeah. So with Riley, it was a little more challenging just because it's your first, like everything's new. The guilt is real. Like when you're working, you feel guilty. And then when you're at home, you feel guilty that you're not working. So I think I really have sorted that out this time around with my son. I don't have any of that guilt this time.
How did you find you get around that, like for potential new
I think-
mothers that are
yeah.
looking to do it? And I'll be honest, it just doesn't apply to like I feel guilty for
Yeah.
being away all the time.
Yeah.
And then because it's a lot.
And I'm
on
sure my
wife.
husband does too, right? Like
know,
when, and he has to travel for work sometimes and things like that. But yeah, I think like it is really challenging. So with I think basically I've learned through my experiences sitting with the guilt of like I could have made more money or I feel like a bad mom. I feel like a bad mom feels 20 times worse. So for me, like my business is still growing like year over year. I'm still doing well. Could I be doing more? Absolutely. But it would probably be at the sacrifice of my family.
Yeah, and is that worth it?
Exactly. So I'm not doing as much of the hunting. Like I'm servicing my clients and my referrals. Like 90% of our clients are coming from our database. So those people are all taken care of always. But am I going out there, like, you know, hunting for new business as much as I used to? No.
It's a good place to be. I was actually talking to Jonathan down the hall there just briefly yesterday, and you know he's doing fantastic. You know I'm on my way.
Yeah.
But I've also, you know, I've done better than I've ever had. Like my last year was my best year.
Yeah,
I used to
good
work
for
a
you.
corporate job. It still did
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
You know, actually I shouldn't say pretty well
Yeah.
in terms of like, you know, corporate life. But you know, even Jonathan was like, man, like at the end of the day, if you have enough money to feed your family and you're happy, and I mean, I know it's tough sounding from like, coming from like, you know, a motivated guy like him, and you know, I have similar aspirations too in terms of performance, but like, I was like beating myself up over like I didn't hit my goal.
Oh my God, that stuff goes to your head, hey?
Right?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, my goal, and I had it written down. Oh my God.
And your placement in the company,
Yeah.
like that stuff is.
You know, I was way up in the top.
Yeah.
And then you know, I got
Yeah.
bumped out a little bit down to the, you know, closer to the bottom of the top 25.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah.
But you know, you know, it's still kind of
Yeah,
like
I know.
bummer. But
Yeah. I know,
I mean,
we all
my
like
wife's-
tie it to our self-worth. It's awful. Like,
it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's my worst trait.
yeah. I think like I've been in the business 16 years. I finally feel like that doesn't super matter to me anymore. I'm not going to
Yeah.
lie. Like, I'm competitive. Like, I want to be,
course you are.
I want to be up there
We're
for
all
sure.
competitive. You would, I don't think anybody'd be in this business
Right.
if they
Yeah.
weren't,
Yeah.
you know?
But I don't tie it to my self-worth as much. Like, I don't think that like I suck if I'm not.
Yeah.
And also like people who are in that top 25, say, or whatever teams, it's one thing to crush it for a couple of years, but like when you look at like the most successful realtors like in Nova Scotia, like it's the ones who are doing like huge volumes like year over year over year. Like they're doing it, like to do it for 1 year is amazing. I'm not taking that away from anyone because it's incredible and it's really hard work. But like if you look at like a Mike Chason, for example, like in my opinion, and he's always in the top anyway, but like
And he's been at it for a minute.
he to be that successful for that long, that is a feat. Like to me, that's like holy crap. So I try not to get too caught up in like year over year and just look at like, am I where I want to be? Am I sustaining? Am I growing? That is more important to me now
Yeah.
than like
100%.
being
I am, I keep saying my toxic trait, and it probably is a toxic trait, actually. Like, I'm very, very performance driven.
Yeah.
And, you know, love my parents, but it was very, they probably wouldn't admit it, or maybe they didn't see it, but performance was always a high standard at home.
Okay.
Like, if you come home
Yeah.
with a B, it was like, why isn't it an
Okay.
A?
Yeah.
You know, we'd win hockey games, me and my brother, and like car rides home. And sorry, Dad, but like this happened. Be
Okay.
like, you know, we'd be like, yeah, we won, and Dad be like, well, what are you guys celebrating about?
Okay. Yeah.
Be like, well, what do you mean?
Right.
It's like, we won. It's like, well, yeah, you guys didn't play very well.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know?
That's tough.
So, even when we did think we performed, sometimes
Yeah.
it felt like we didn't.
So you probably kind of have that in the
So
back of your
now
head
I have
sometimes.
that, like,
Yeah.
almost have to, like, I don't even know some days. I'm like, who am I proving this to?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And I guess I'll be a little vulnerable here. I was
Yeah.
talking to my wife. I just got, like, early last year, I got, like, the notification. I was, like, number 15. And I was like, holy cow.
Yeah. That's
And
awesome.
then I was like, wow, that's super cool. But, like, this was the beginning of the year, so I knew, like, obviously I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
the rest of the year to go. And then my wife was like, well, how does that make you feel? And I was like, I feel like now I want to be in the top 10.
Yeah.
And she was kind of like, I was like, I was like, what? She's like, well, Chris, like, I hope someday you find some actual kind of meaning in life aside from these, like,
Yeah.
endless, seemingly performance pursuits. Like,
Yeah.
you know, me and Caitlin used to be a little bit into bodybuilding.
Yeah.
And I say a little bit, we were pretty all in.
Yeah.
And then that was like, oh, I got to be the best there. And
Yeah.
then like, then I was like always like strength training. So I was like powerlifting, and then you know I won powerlifting nationals, which was like, oh, okay, I actually achieved a goal.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just always like, and then you get into real estate.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, I want to be the best realtor. It's like
Yeah.
just being like happy or good
Content.
enough, content.
Yeah.
It was like just didn't seem to be good enough. And,
Right.
and she was just like, yeah, I really hope like you can find some like, and she was pregnant at the time too. So
Yeah.
she's probably thinking about,
Yeah.
parenthood and all that.
I think kids help with that.
That's where I'm going with this.
Yeah. Okay.
As soon as I held my daughter at the hospital,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, like real estate's just a job.
Yeah.
My true meaning is to be the best dad I can be.
Yeah.
And
Nothing seems quite as serious anymore.
no.
Yeah.
It's like especially when you can tell that they are looking at you.
I know. Oh my God.
And
Yeah.
just those big blue eyes. And it's just like, oh, okay. So I'm dad
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
So if there's 10 things to do, and I was talking to another in my podcast, I'm going to steal it from him. But I also wholeheartedly agree. If I have 10 things to do today, and she's one of those things, like she's going to get picked first.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Everybody else can pound sand.
Yeah.
Clients, sellers, whatever.
Yeah.
Like if you can't accept that my kids come before you,
Yeah.
then maybe we're not a good fit.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, the whole perspective, life, the meaning, what am I doing this for? It's for her.
Yeah. Everything changes.
Everything's for her now.
Yeah.
How can I take care of myself to the
Yeah.
best possible degree so I can be on this planet
Yeah.
as long as possible to support her?
Yeah. I think it's cool too, like, because I didn't really have like women like in business growing up to like look up to. Like I had a lot of women to look up to. I'm not saying that, but not necessarily like in business. And I think it's kind of cool. Like when I'm going on a listing presentation, like I'll tell Riley, my daughter, and I'll be like, I hope I get it. And if I don't get it, like you don't win them all. If I don't get it, I tell her that. And I think it's cool, like for her as like a little girl to see mom going out there working, like falling down, getting back up, like go and like, having hard days and still getting up and going to work. Like I want her to see that work ethic, and I want her to have the confidence like that, she's a girl and she can do it too. It's not just,
it's not just
it's
a
not
man's
for,
game.
yeah, it's not for the boys. Yeah.
No, 100%. And I think it's important, especially today, especially for women, but I think just for everybody in general, that it's like, hey, it's okay to fail.
Yeah.
Failure is the first step to success.
Exactly.
Nobody hits it. I mean, I shouldn't say nobody. Some people get lucky, or I shouldn't say just lucky. Maybe they're just ultra skilled at the task that they took on.
Yeah, but you want to prepare your kids for what's more likely. Yeah.
But like in this day and age of
Yeah.
Instagram, and it's all glitz and glam and
Yeah.
smoke and mirrors. They don't see. It's like, oh, look, I sold this place. Oh,
Yeah.
my buyer's got this. Oh, look, I can afford my fancy new car or this nice vacation.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, wow, like it's like just like that. It's
Yeah.
like, well, no, but like, how many times do they have to fail or fall down to get there?
I think we should like talk about that more too, because
I'm pretty open about it.
Yeah.
Like, I tell everybody, I did everything wrong for 2 years in this business.
Yeah.
And maybe I'd be in a better place.
Yeah.
Maybe I wouldn't. But I know that I took some wrong turns.
Yeah.
Focused on some wrong stuff. Maybe
Yeah.
didn't focus long enough on the right stuff
right.
and
Yeah.
switched.
Yeah.
But like, guys, it's like this is life. Like,
Yeah.
you just don't win
Yeah.
automatically.
Exactly.
And,
Yeah.
And it's like I take this from do you do Stoicism? Do you read Marcus Aurelius?
No, not familiar.
You don't know Marcus Aurelius?
No.
The greatest Roman emperor of all time.
No, sorry, Chris.
The most powerful man potentially that's
Tell me
ever
more.
lived. Okay, yeah. So he was a very, very thoughtful guy, and he's actually one of the greatest in terms of success, and also just a pretty fair like ruling emperor. And obviously, I'm not an expert, so read up. But what he did is he has this book called Meditations. And it was essentially not him that wrote it. It's essentially all his like journal entries, because he journal about his day, his life, his how he would react to certain situations. And essentially the main premise is we can't control what happens around us per se. Like we can't I can't control how you react to a certain situation, but I can control how I'm going to react.
Yeah.
To a certain situation. So if you're like, Chris, you're a fucking asshole, fuck you, whatever, and you have a deal that blows up, I could come right back at you with the same, or I could choose to be like, okay, Britt, listen, like, you whatever, and kind of steer it a different direction.
Yeah.
So it's all about, like, you can't control what you can't control, but you can control your reaction.
Yes.
And that's kind of the general premise. But other stuff, it's like, it's this, and I might butcher the quote a little bit, so paraphrasing some, but it's like, hey, everybody learn for somebody else and ask for help
Yeah.
at some point.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
who cares?
Yeah.
Ask.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to ask. Don't cripple yourself
Yeah.
in not being able to move forward because you're too proud
Yeah.
to ask somebody that has done it
Yeah.
for some advice.
Yeah, exactly.
Most people would be happy
Yeah.
to share how they got to where they are.
Yeah.
I'm not, you guys are killing it relative. I'm just a solo agent, but like anybody that asks, I don't have any cards close to my chest.
No.
There's no secrets.
No, us either. Yeah, we're very
You know?
open. Yeah.
So I think it's just like failure is part of it.
Yeah.
And if you need help, ask.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody's going to judge you for asking for help.
And there's a lot to learn even from like the newer agents. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Bren and Victoria aren't new, but they're younger than Stace and I. So like they have expertise in things that I don't. Like I'm like a grandma compared to them when it comes to like a lot of tech stuff. So I lean on them, and there's no harm in that. Like they need some mentorship with real estate specific
Yeah,
things,
you learn
and then
from
I'm
each other.
and I'm learning like what to friggin' post on social media because I don't understand the
Right.
like a lot
The
of
algorithm.
the algorithm and that sort of
Who
thing.
does? Like, I
And
don't
like
know.
once in a while, like they'll just like chirp me, like I'll give my phone to Vic, and she's like, "Oh my god, just let me do it." Like I'm like, okay, like I feel like very like green in that area,
Yeah.
but
Isn't that the
it's all
beauty
good.
of having your team?
That's right. Yeah, yeah. We all have our
You
different
all
strengths.
supplement
Yeah,
different areas
Yeah.
that people fall short
yeah,
on.
yeah.
So that's
There's
the,
nothing wrong
yeah,
with that. Yeah.
you nailed it. Like,
Yeah.
of course, that's, and it's like, same thing as like, if you're not good at something, but you say you're good at real estate, but you're not good at the administrative part. Well,
Yeah.
you
It's
hire it
okay.
out.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You do what you're good at, and you hire out what you
Exactly,
are not. If
yeah.
hopefully you can afford
Yeah.
to, and
Yeah.
maybe you got to take
Yeah,
roll the dice and go for it and,
Yeah.
and see if it works. But
yeah. And you enjoy yourself a lot more.
yeah, no, definitely. Like you got to fall down,
Yeah.
and fail. And, you look at, like, they say, like, Thomas Edison had, like, I don't know how many thousands of iterations of the light bulb
Yeah.
before it actually worked.
Yeah,
He didn't give up.
yeah, exactly.
He believed in what your pursuit.
Yeah.
And, just keep doing the right stuff.
Yeah,
People, like, I've seen a ton of people, not that, fall short, like, just before I feel like they're just about to crest the hill.
yeah,
Just got a little too tough. And they're
Yeah.
like, just got to pack it in. And don't get me wrong, especially in this business, like, you got to eat.
yeah, yeah,
I'm not going to fault anybody for that.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
it's tough.
Yeah.
I'm fortunate, and probably like yourself, like, sounds like you have a really supportive spouse at home.
yeah,
Mine, I think, Caitlin believed in me in days that I didn't.
yeah,
And I needed that.
yeah. Danny will remind me sometimes too, like when things are good, it's like, do you remember like I would come home like crying like multiple days a week, like in the beginning, because I just felt so inferior and so new and
Because
young.
you look up
and
to all these high-performing
Yeah.
agents, and you're like,
I was-
nobody. You don't
yeah.
even feel like an agent.
Yeah, it
Like,
was
I
awful.
I tell Caitlin all the time, like, and I'll joke with, like, some other of my buddies that, like, I'm good buddies with Don Rainey, and sometimes I'll joke, like, in the last, well, not so much this year, but, like, last year when I really started getting, like, good traction,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, man, I feel like a real boy, like a real
Right,
realtor.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
He's like, what do you mean? I was like, well, I just thought I was just kind of faking it for a minute. Like,
Yeah.
and he's like, well, yeah, but we all did.
Yeah, we
Like,
all did,
No,
yeah.
everybody started at zero.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, yeah,
So it's like, it's just like, yeah, I'm a real realtor now. Like, I'm
yeah,
doing deals, and I'm getting stuff done, and
yeah.
I'm getting paid, and everything's good. But it's just funny.
Yeah.
But I just want to dive back to, you talked about, people to look up to.
Yeah.
Do you have some female mentors or influences that you maybe in real estate or just in business in general that you really feel like you lean on to? Maybe you read their books, maybe you listen to their podcast, maybe they're in-person mentors.
yeah. So honestly, Stacy is still like a mentor to me. I think she's obsessed with real estate. It's on her mind 24/7. She's so willing and excited to help too. Always learning, kind of pushes me to be better. So she's still a mentor, even though we're partners. Sheila Cashin, like, love her to death. And
She's funny.
Yeah, and one thing that I just like appreciate so much is she's so eager to learn all the new things. Like, I don't even think if she talks about retirement, it's like a joke. Like, we all know she's not retiring anytime soon. But
Do you know Cash Alavi? He works for like Remax Hallmark in Toronto.
yes, yeah.
He does all these like crazy elaborate like Instagram
Yeah.
skits. I think they had him out on one of the screens at one of our Kickstarts maybe
Yeah.
last year.
Okay.
Anyway, I didn't mean to detract, but it just
No, that's
reminds
okay.
me, like, he did a video and he's like, has this like filter on where it like makes him look super old and he's in this lounger chair just like
Yeah.
soaking up the sun, and he's got bing, and then he's got like brings his iPad. It's like, hey
Yeah.
Cash, are you still in real estate?
Yeah.
He was like, but it said like in the captions like retirement. He's like, yeah, why? He's like, I got a
Yeah.
house to sell, and he gets up out
Yeah,
of his
he's like,
chair.
I'm
It's
back. I'm back.
right?
It's so hard. I can
Nobody-
imagine.
You know, yeah,
Yeah,
right?
especially when you love what you do. Like,
course.
yeah, I love that about Sheila. So I look up to her. I look up to a lot of the agents that aren't the super flashy ones, but you never know, but seem to have it figured out in terms of like a balance. Like, they're genuinely healthy and happy, and their families are all good because they've been able to maintain both a successful career and a family. Like, to me, that's success. So I look at people, and again, like, you don't really ever know what's going on behind closed doors, but from what I can tell, those are kind of the like, even like a Mary Stickens. Like, I just think she's so great. She's been in the top 10 for however many years. Since I've been in real estate, I've always thought that she was just like a classy, put together, kind person, and I like that. Like, that's what I look up to.
Yeah, I know some of the girls on the front side here. Jana Fetzman.
Oh, amazing, Jenna. Yeah.
Yeah, top. I always see her name in the top. I don't know if I even know what she looks like. I've never met her,
Oh, she's a sweetheart.
and I think,
Yeah.
and I think like, sometimes like
Yeah.
Remax is awesome, but I feel like a lot of people feel
Yeah.
like they have to be into everything that they do.
Yes. Yeah.
And then some people are doing awesome.
Yeah.
And you never see them.
Yeah.
And they're probably as happier than
Yeah.
anybody.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, you can, listen, the boys got to try and get you to do their stuff.
Yes, of course.
And obviously, if you're part
Yeah.
of the team, like, it's probably
Yeah.
nice to do something.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show, like,
Yeah.
you can still kill it and solo dolo, like, do
100%.
you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
Yeah.
maybe not even be that known. Like,
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
of those girls, like, I don't even know
Exactly.
if they know that I'm an agent here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And they're still killing it. And I think,
Yeah.
I think you have to separate it out a little bit too. Like,
Yeah.
you can't always be all in. And then I was talking to, maybe I should be careful, but like, sometimes I'm like, oh, I want to be at this level and this level. And my buddy was like, a good friend of mine. He's like, yeah, Chris, he's like, listen, it's awesome that you're ambitious and it's awesome you have these goals, but like, look at these people that you want to potentially, you say you want to be at this level, like these people or that person. It's like, do you think they're happy?
Exactly. You can't do
Would
it
you
at the
trade your
expense.
happiness for that money?
Or health.
Not to say that they're not, but like maybe they're not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe they are struggling in certain areas. Maybe the money is just the thing that you think is good about
Right.
their life.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
I also know a lot of people with a lot of money that make a lot of money that don't have a lot of money.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like, there's all kinds of variables involved. And
Yeah.
but I think to your point, it's like you have to separate out like what do you want, and like
Yeah.
what does it take to get there, and like are you going to be happy once you
Exactly.
arrive?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I guess for me, the problem sometimes is like I get to a goal and it's like, okay, well,
What's
now's the
next?
next
Yeah.
one. So I never, like me and Naz, I meet with Naz, and I'm not a stranger to admit, like me and Naz, Naz mentors me. Like,
Yeah.
we have a standing meeting weekly. And he's like, bro, man, he's like, you're doing so good. Like, just appreciate
Yeah.
where you are.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but I want to be here. He's like, but a couple of years ago, you wanted to quit.
Yeah.
And now you're basically in the top 25.
Right.
And you're still not that happy
Yeah.
about it,
Yeah. Yeah.
But my daughter definitely did change a lot of that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Same with me. Yeah.
What was some of like, I know we already talked about, you wanted to build a team. Sounds like when you knew you wanted to build a team, you realized you needed like some kind of support system.
Yeah.
What were some of the biggest lessons that you and Stace maybe had in terms of like how to scale your team? Was there any specific implementations to where you've decided like, well, okay, I guess Brenna just wasn't a good admin, so you just threw in the agent pool, and
Right.
that was hire number one?
Yeah.
But like, when did you guys maybe realize you needed a Vic? When did you?
So we, and even still, like, as you probably know, like we're not about like growth. We don't just want to take as many people as possible to
very
like get that number
selective.
one spot. Yeah. So for us, like the dynamic is really important.
Right.
So
The fit.
The fit, yeah. So Vic started mentoring Stacy when she came to Remax Nova, and Stacy loved her. And she was like, I think you should meet Victoria. And at the time, like, we absolutely weren't looking for anybody. So I was kind of hesitant because I everything was just going really great. And again, like, we're not just focusing on growing. Brenna jokes around like she was like the only child and now there's Vic. But
Just a little jealous.
yeah. And now they're obviously tight. But Vic I met her and I was like, we have to have her. Like, it was such a good organic fit. Like, just the banter and the dynamic, everything stayed the same, if not got a little better, definitely got a little better. So that was really important to us. And we just knew that her goals aligned with us. We know that her style is the same in terms of like what's important to her and how she treats clients and just like her overall, I don't know the word, vibe. Like it just worked with us, right?
I'm a big fan of Vic too, especially since she started training jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, eh?
I love it.
It's so funny.
And she's like me. She's like all in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She's like, she'd keep asking me once in a while about it because we would play softball for a bit. She'd be like, what do you like about it? And I was like, oh, this, that. And she's like, kind of did like, I think she used to do Taekwondo or something.
Yeah.
And she's like, I kind of want to get back. And then next thing she's like, I just joined here. I was like, oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's a good fit for her. She's intense and she needs like an outlet.
An outlet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can definitely, I see a lot of myself in her.
Yeah.
In terms of personality and
Yeah.
stuff. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so she was just a really good fit. But like I said, we weren't necessarily like trying to recruit anyone. And that's kind of where we stand always. It's like if we meet someone and they come along and we feel that it would improve our dynamic and that sort of thing, then we'd be happy to take someone on. But we're not out there like specifically hunting for anyone because everything's working really well.
And you guys are female-led, full female team.
Yep.
Is that kind of how you plan to see it through, or are you not opposed to
we're
maybe
not
the odd
Yeah,
male
no, we're
if
not-
they come about and fit the dynamic?
Yeah, like we're not like hardcore. We only hire women. That's just the way that it's happened so far. But yeah, no,
but it is cool that for sure.
it is cool. But no, we'd certainly be open to having a guy on the team. Like that's not something that we're like, no way.
Yeah. Darn
Yeah.
these guys.
Yeah.
What do you feel, or what do you believe would like drives long-term success in real estate, whether you're a solo realtor or a team
Yeah.
realtor?
The
you had a couple
consistency. That's the number one thing. And it's really hard to be consistent without systems. Like if you're farming an area, like if you have to do all of that yourself month after month after month, like the likelihood of you falling off, because trust me, I did that for years.
And when you say I did that in terms of farming, do you mean like door knocking?
No, I mean like unaddressed ad mail. That's just one of
Okay.
the things that we do. So I think it's a good example though, because for so many years, like when I was doing it and I was printing them here in the office and I was dropping them off and I was creating the content and
hire
doing
it
it
out.
myself, I never ever could follow through with it. Like I would be on fire for like 2 or 3 months and then I'd skip 3 or 4 months and then do it again. It doesn't work unless you do it consistently. So that, and like a lot of things in our business, like you do have to do it consistently. So I think that's the number one thing.
Can you speak to like, in terms of just like on the mail out piece
Yeah.
or the direct mail, unaddressed mail? I do it too.
Yeah.
Also, to your point, I was trying to do it myself.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, fuck, this is a ton of work.
So hard. Yeah. Yeah.
And then kind of just I was like, oh, maybe there's, and then it's like, oh, it didn't
Outsource it.
produce.
Yeah.
Because I thought
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
send like a 400 or 500 addresses and be like,
Get
get a
some
couple
listings,
deals.
yeah.
Like, no.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. It takes a long time.
So what would you say like for people that like maybe are like, oh, I really want to try this, but like it's expensive, and like when can I expect a return, and like what's
It's a commitment and it's a financial investment for sure. So you have to be like, And it's a waste of money if you don't do it properly. So either
Right.
don't do it and save up and
Right.
put it in your business plan the next year or the year after, whatever, or do it properly, which is outsourcing it. Yeah, so that it's consistent. You're still creating the content, like you still have input. It's not just like
I did
robotic.
like my Canva,
yeah,
like
yeah,
What
yeah.
do you guys do? Like a 4x6?
Yeah.
Postcard.
Yeah, postcard.
And like, obviously, if like I said, if there's things you don't want to share, but like, can you speak to like volume, frequency? Like, what do you find fits best for you guys in terms of like, and then like, where do you see on average like stuff like that you might start getting a return from? Because like, I'll be honest, like, and hopefully Naz doesn't mind, but like, I'm like, when I told him I was going to do that, he's like, "Why are you going to do that? It's a waste of money."
Everyone has
and I was
their
like,
own,
What are you talking about? He's like,
Yeah.
Well, why would they buy a house from you? I was like,
Yeah.
Well, why wouldn't they? Mm-hmm. He's like, well, why don't you spend your money on your database? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, fair enough, but I already do all this stuff for them too.
Right. See, I would agree the database is more important.
Okay.
For sure. That's your end all be all. That's your moneymaker.
Yeah.
Those people already know you. They trust you. They
You're
like
probably
you.
Gonna convert quicker.
Absolutely. The mail out is quite cold for
Yeah.
a year. Like I wouldn't expect to get anything for a year.
Yeah.
So look at that financial investment if you're doing
Yeah.
one a month, which is what you absolutely have to do. So we do one a month, and then we also do.
What do you do, like 5,000 addresses or?
No, not that many. So we do the North End, which is my area, and then we also do Timberley. Jeez, Rebecca does it, so I don't even know how many I send out, but I think we each send out a couple thousand. So it's not like a massive amount.
So you think monthly's the best call?
I do.
What do you think about like more, but like quarterly?
So we do monthly, but if we have a listing, we do it just listed and we do it just sold. So oftentimes it's more than the 12 a year.
Gotcha.
So and those to me have a bigger impact than the other mailouts that we send throughout the year, because that's way more relevant to someone. If your neighbor sold, like that is exciting versus like spring maintenance tips. I think they're still important and it's a touch.
Right.
Most people are going to look at it and toss it, but if they look at it for a year, like you're going to be top of mind.
Yeah.
So we get like 3 to 4 listings a year from our mailouts now.
And that pays for it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So to us, it's all good. Like we do Richard Robbins coaching.
Yeah, I think you guys said that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's coming back down for the
He
gala.
is. Yeah. I'm excited.
You guys go right to his stuff too, right? You guys go to, he's out of Toronto.
Yeah. We like conferences and
Yeah. But then he does like obviously the online and stuff too.
Yeah. So we have like a coach within that network with Richard Robbins. So we do biweekly calls with our coach. And then we go to the conferences and that sort of thing as well. But farming is a big thing that they talk about too.
Yeah.
But you just have to be aware that if it's not consistent, it's not going to work. And then also you have to give it time.
Yeah.
So a lot of people quit because they don't get anything.
Right.
But if it might take you a year, it might take you a year and a half. Eventually it will come.
So would you feel that the monthly is the best play? And like if you're doing it like a bigger mail out on a quarterly basis, then maybe you should think about spreading that investment out over like those 3 months.
Yeah, we started because we wanted a smaller financial investment. Like years ago when we started farming, we had less pieces going out and it was less frequent, and we timed it with the market. So like before spring, we amped up. Yeah. So I think we did maybe 8 or something like that, and now we've gone to monthly. I think ultimately probably the more the better, but I think monthly
more is always better.
Yeah,
I think across the board.
Yeah, probably right. So
for everything.
Yeah, that's kind of.
I mean, maybe not working more.
Right.
Probably want to try and work less and make more.
Exactly.
If that's
the
possible.
The end all be all goal. Yeah.
That's cool. Anything else? I mean, obviously consistency overall. If you're consistent and you don't give up and you're persistent, I think that's the biggest thing. Mail outs.
One other thing that I've learned, like not to get too high with the highs or too low with the lows, because like as you know, this business, like especially when it's tied to your self-worth, like if you are like out there crushing it and just selling homes like hand over fist, you feel some type of way about it and you get excited and you spend money, and I think we all go through it, and then 2 months later you've got nothing in the pipeline because you've been walking around with your head high, not actually doing the work.
Always keep prospecting.
You prospect, and like when you're on fire, like friggin' stay humble and know that like
know.
you might not be on fire like 2 months from now. So save your money, chill out, just treat your clients well, provide good services. That's when they refer you. Just like focus on your activity and your work and not the optics of it all. Like just do your job and do it well. And just don't get too excited when it's really good, and don't get really sad when it's low, because you have to just keep remembering like it does go like this. Like, yeah,
it's a tough
just keeping that in
roller
mind.
coaster to hang on to sometimes.
100%. Yeah. And it's good when you have a supportive partner, because I don't know how many times, I've been down and out and been like, oh my God, I've got nothing in the pipeline. I have no closings coming up. Like, I feel like a loser. And Danny will just be like, man, every year we go through a little period here where you feel this way, but do you remember? And then he'll remind me like this is. And I still need that reassurance now and then. So it's just, I think being aware of that, like, I think that is really good for your mental health in this industry.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. And, I'll share some of my experience. So 2023 was like my first year where I was like,
Yeah,
like
I got
made
it.
club.
Yeah.
I was like, boom. I made more than my corporate job in terms of, gross commissions.
Yep.
Obviously, we know there's some expensive and stuff. We
Yeah.
that down a little bit, but still more.
Yeah.
Net more. And then 2024 comes around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Chris might have been a little burnt out. Mm-hmm. I did some ultra marathons. I did like this pack in, pack out, like off grid moose hunt. We did our honeymoon that I was also training for my ultra marathon through in Jamaica. And you think like, 2023 was great, or at least great comparatively. 2024 is going to be better.
Yeah.
And you think it's just this like linear upward progression.
Yeah.
And I took a couple steps back.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, what
the
fuck
happened
here? And I was like, trying to basically beat myself up for forever.
Yeah.
And I was like, how am I going to come back from this and get to this goal that I have and blah, blah, blah. And then fast forward 2025, best year ever.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there going, I had nothing at the start of the year.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, boom, boom.
So
boom,
remember
boom,
that.
Boom,
Yeah.
boom. And I'm like, when I get a little like, there's some stuff that's like, like today, I think they're a pretty big price point deal.
Yeah.
Brought a client off market deal. Thought it was pretty well slam dunk. Don't think it's going to come together.
Yeah.
And like, and then I had a few, other stuff. And I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
And that one thing's like knocks you down a few
Yeah.
pegs. And you're like,
it's real estate, man. Yeah.
but then it's like, well, it's just one deal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Go get more
you have to
deals.
kind of look at the big picture and just worry about the client and servicing them well, and the rest kind of follows, right?
And then like sometimes people just don't see what you see. And so they can't move forward. And it's like you can't force people.
No.
Even though I think this is a smoking deal and it's soft market.
Yeah.
And I found it and brought it to them.
Yeah.
And it's over the, in the grand scheme of that level investment, it's not a lot of money.
Yeah.
For obviously I have fiduciary duty, I can't say.
Yeah.
But like, I'd buy it.
Right.
I'd still buy it.
Right.
I wouldn't even blink. Honestly, if I didn't buy, we just bought a cottage. If I didn't buy that, I'd probably buy that property.
Yeah.
You know? So
you can't like convince or make people do the things, even if you feel that it's a good investment. And it can be frustrating, but all you can do is show the data and the evidence as to why it is a good buy, and then
sometimes people got to learn the hard way.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
You let this
they might
one
kick
pass.
themselves in the butt. Yeah. And that's life.
That's life. Mm-hmm. So live and learn.
Yeah.
But boom. Let's get back into, so what would you say, obviously getting back into the motherhood thing, like what were some of the biggest challenges that you faced, being a high performing real estate agent, mom, team lead, between like family and business, like where do you feel like your biggest challenges are, like balancing that all out to make sure like, everybody feels supported on the team and also more importantly at home. And we talk about systems for work. Do you have some systems maybe at home or with your family that help you get your work done, but also be a present at home mom?
So systems at home is my mom. She's semi-retired, so she is a huge help to both of us. Like my husband's job is pretty it's he's got a little bit of flexibility, but not as much as we do.
What does he do?
So he works for a wealthy family in Nova Scotia. He's their VP of investments.
Okay.
And then he also has like a private equity fund. So he's pretty busy.
Right on.
And a lot of his stuff isn't quite as flexible as mine. So I've become kind of the default parent, like if the kids need to be picked up because they're sick.
Because you can.
Yeah, and that's cool.
around.
Like that works for us.
Yeah.
So that's kind of been the way that it's gone. But obviously some things, if I have a listing appointment, I'm like, well, I'm going to this listing.
Yeah,
so I have my mom.
yeah.
I don't know what I'd do without her, honestly. She's our third parent that steps in whenever we need anything. So that's kind of the system at home, I would say. And then just communicating our week schedules, like as early as we know things. And as you know, in real estate, you might not know until the day before. But as much as I can kind of fill in the calendar,
Do you guys have a joint calendar?
We don't have a joint calendar. We probably should.
Me and my wife do.
Yeah.
It works really well.
Yeah, I really need to do that.
Just Google, sync it
I
up.
know. I should.
I got the
have.
Remax one on mine. I got Caitlin's on mine.
Yeah.
She can see mine.
Especially with all the kids stuff now, like
Yeah,
the
like-
birthday parties. And,
Yeah. Like swimming.
Yeah.
Fridays, 4:30.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you could put kids in swimming.
Yeah.
Like she's been in there since she's been 4 months old.
Cute.
I don't care what you're selling, who you are, what you want.
That's your time, yeah.
4:30
Yeah.
Fridays. I'm in that Sackville pool, and you could call me to sell the Nova Center.
Right.
I wouldn't care.
Yeah. I have like an old school calendar on my fridge.
Oh,
with, like,
dear.
It's a dry erase at least,
Okay, all right.
It's-
So a little bit.
But that's
a little
just
new school.
Just the kid stuff is on
Yeah.
there, and it's really only Riley. Like Pat's not playing sports or anything
Yeah.
yet because he's only 19 months. But
Right. Soon
any
enough.
appointments or anything like that, we both know what's going on with the kids. I think part of the reason we don't share a calendar is because I don't. I think with our schedules, there could be nothing on there on Sunday, and then you get to Monday morning, and all of a sudden you've got like 6, 7 appointments lined up. So it's not. I don't know. I try my absolute best to schedule everything 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. Obviously, there's some clients that just can't make that work.
Yeah.
And those are the times that I have to say, Danny, I got to go do this Saturday morning or whatever.
Yeah. Do you have clients that maybe message you outside of hours that you're just like, hey, can't take you right now. We can call you in the morning? Like, I have guys like sometimes will text
yeah.
me at like 9:30, like, hey, big guy, you have time for a chat? It's like, no, actually, I'm feeding my kid.
Yeah, I just don't answer if it's after 9.
Yeah, me
unless
neither.
it's like, I don't know.
I mean, if we're in
I
an
shouldn't say I don't.
active negotiation,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But like, it's like, hey, you waited all day and night to contact me at 9:30.
And it depends
with a
on like what
question?
they're looking for, right? If
Yeah.
it's like a simple confirming an appointment time for
Yeah.
the next day,
If
sure.
it's nothing
But
we
it's
can't
like if I
solve
want to
in the
have a
morning.
chat about the inspection report and what we're going to negotiate, it's like that's gonna happen in the morning, right?
100%.
Yeah, and I'm so I guess like one of the challenges since kids is like I am friggin' tired, like just the lack of sleep and the running around that you do with 2 kids. Like by 9 o'clock, like I wouldn't want me representing you. Like
Yeah.
my brain is fried. Like I need to just go to bed and then I'm good in the morning. But that's the biggest piece. Like I feel like I am a little controlling, and I'm a planner, and with kids, that all goes to shit because it's like you're on everybody else.
I shouldn't say I know, but I'm starting to know.
Yeah, especially the newborn phase. Like
Yeah.
you realize it's like, you know what, I'm going to do this and this and this tonight, and I'm going to have a great sleep, and then I'm going to wake up and go to the gym. It's like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Actually, you're going to be up all night.
You might go to the gym, but you might
Yeah.
drag your
Yeah,
ass there.
exactly.
Or like
Yeah.
maybe not go at all.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
maybe, 100%.
Yeah, exactly. So that's challenging, like just
Managing schedules.
managing schedules, and you just kind of get through it. It's like I feel like every week we're just like, holy shit, like what a week, and like you don't really know what you're getting into each week, especially like they're both in daycare, so like they're sick, and there's just always so many things being thrown at us all the time. So I find that pretty challenging, but just trying my best to like keep my head above water, trying to like keep healthy. I think that helps. Like if you feel like crap and you're trying to do all these things, it's just not going to work very well.
I always use this analogy, and I think you're bang on. I think you have to take care of you before you're even in a position to
Yeah.
take care of anybody else.
Which is hard.
Yeah, absolutely. I always use the analogy of like, when you go on a trip, fly somewhere,
Yeah.
and then they do the safety briefing.
Yeah.
And they're like,
there's the mask.
And they're like, hey, if the thing
Yeah.
comes down, you have to put
Yeah.
your mask on
Yeah.
before you can help somebody else.
Yeah.
And I think that's just like how life works.
Yeah.
If you're not healthy,
Yeah, totally.
mentally, physically, whatever,
Yeah.
how can you be in a position to help somebody out of their funk?
Yeah.
Because you aren't even out of it. And
Right.
So that's just kind of how I look at
Yeah.
it. In terms of like everything, in terms of like personally, professionally,
Yeah.
the world.
Yeah. I totally agree with it. And I try my best to like do those things. I do find it hard though, because it's that friggin' mom guilt again. It's like,
Yeah, because you're gone all day and then
and then I'm going to go to the gym.
yourself.
Yeah, it
You
just doesn't feel
selfish.
good. Yeah. And even in the morning, it's like I used to work out in the morning. Like I used to do a class at 6:15, but like that is not.
It's tough.
And like, I mean, hats off to women who can do that. But I would just feel so shitty. Like, and I'm not saying that other people should, but for me, like getting up and like seeing their faces or not seeing their faces because they're not awake yet, and then like going, and then I'm only with them for a couple hours in the morning before they go to school and I go to work. I don't know. It just, it's hard for me to be like, I need to work on myself when like they clearly need me so much right now.
Yeah, I know.
So I try to do as much as I can Monday to Friday, like in the working hours, because they're at daycare anyway.
Yeah, 100%.
But life happens, and sometimes it's messier.
Obviously, we all feel how we feel, but
Yeah.
A healthy Brittany or a healthy Chris
Yeah, is better
for them.
100%.
And my wife knows that because I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm in jiu-jitsu, and
Yeah.
if I don't go, I'm like,
Yeah,
you're like itchy almost.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, I gotta go.
Yeah.
And I also mainly train at lunch, so sometimes you'll see me dipping
Yeah.
in the morning,
Yeah.
and then you won't see me until like 1:30, 2 o'clock, because I'll go train at lunch, and then I tend to run my mouth a little bit after, but it's a little bit of networking too, right?
Yeah.
But
for
yeah,
sure.
I'm always a better person after I do something for me,
Yeah.
and like my wife knows that, like letting me do that
Is good.
has a higher payout
Yeah.
than not letting me do it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the way it is with Danny too. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, go, because it benefits him like in a very big way.
Yeah,
for him
physically,
to,
emotionally,
yeah,
mentally, like
Yeah.
you got to move your body. I think.
Yeah, I
even
agree.
just go for a walk.
Yeah.
If you can't do your workout or just do
get
something,
it in where you can. Yeah.
because I think most of the anxiety people feel is about a lot of things that they're not doing that they
Yeah.
should be doing. So if you just feel crappy, just go for a walk.
Yeah.
Yep. You might not feel wholeheartedly 100% better.
Yeah. You're
but
gonna
you
feel
probably-
better though. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Baby steps.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, let's get into a couple last questions, and then obviously you're a busy woman like we talked about, so we want to let you get back out there. What do you love the most about real estate?
I like that it's different every day. Like I really enjoy like meeting new people and seeing new homes. Like that's pretty cool. Like we get to just go in all of these new
it's great.
spaces and
I love it.
see the architecture, see how they're the decor. Like I find it exciting still to like show homes. I love it.
Sometimes I'm like, wow, I don't even know how you imagine this, but it looks amazing in here.
Yeah.
And like, I can't do that.
Yeah, and even like the listing process, like that's so exciting to me. Like from appointment one to like hitting market, like that whole kind of journey of prepping the house and getting it ready and getting it staged and getting the photos and creating the content. Like I find that super exciting, and it's cool that each one is so different.
It's fun.
Yeah, and especially with the team, like I'm pretty
you guys
fortunate.
do great videos. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, and I'm pretty fortunate. Like I'm working with like 3 of my like closest friends now. You know, we're all just kind of having fun while we're doing it. So
The Full House one was funny.
yeah, that was a good one, eh? Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, that was good. That was fun.
Very hits like the homey family.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
That you guys are all kind of a team, but you're kind of a family.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
just how I looked at it.
Yeah, that's what we were going for.
Yeah,
so
yeah, wow.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, no, I like how it's different, and again, like you get to be in all these cool spaces, and you get to meet all of these people, and you're always kind of challenged, and you're always learning and bouncing ideas off of other agents, and I really like being around people and talking to people, so I feel like it's a very good fit for me for sure. Yeah,
absolutely. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I'm a people person. I love to talk. Obviously I do the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
And I love to
Yeah.
hear people's stories and
Yeah.
how some people have come from, ground zero to number 2
Yeah.
in the brokerage, which I mean, and our brokerage is big. Like, so that's a great accomplishment.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. What do you think people don't see that's kind of behind the curtain, behind the veil that, like, you know, maybe we deal with that, like they you know, like I said, social media, it's all like kind of like, look at the highlights, look at the niceties, look at all this cool stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what's some of the behind the scenes stuff that, like, you know, so you think some people are maybe missing, like some of the challenges, some of the struggles?
I think like the fact that like 16 years in, like I still get imposter syndrome for sure. Like,
really?
Oh my God, yes.
I walk around. I say that to my wife all the time, but like it's because I'm not where I want to be.
Yeah.
I guess maybe none of us kind of are,
No.
even if we're.
No, I think other people
or...
see you differently than you see yourself. For most people, unless you're just like extremely confident, and like that's awesome. But like I find also like this time of year is when I'm not as confident, because when I'm busy, I'm like, I'm reassured, like I'm good at what I do. I know what I'm doing. I have all these things going on.
You're dealing.
Yeah, but like when it's like December, January, and you like don't have that many things on the go, you get a little stale almost.
Yeah, guess what? Seasonal depression's real.
And it's real. Like the weather, like
pump that vitamin D up. Like,
yes,
try
and then everyone's
outside.
sick in my house. Like it just that gets to you.
It's
and
miserable, cold, dark.
Yeah. So I think like even actually we. I had lunch with Jonathan and Brennan Victoria a couple of weeks ago, and I had just come from a listing appointment. And like it went super well. I felt super confident. And then at the very end, they said that they were interviewing a couple of other agents.
Yeah.
And I'm
I
like,
just had that
shit.
happen
And I'm
to me
like,
too.
why didn't, so should have asked at the beginning if I'm the only one that they're interviewing.
I didn't, because it was a referral, but she referred two of us.
Mine wasn't. I should have known better. But again, I was a little rusty. So I just went in there like, you know, and did my thing. And then at the end when she said that, I kind of like felt a little bit like insecure. Like I was like, oh shit, maybe I don't have it. Like what else can I say? Did I mention everything that like sets me apart from other agents now that I know I'm competing? So I got in my head a little bit about it, and then I left the appointment. And we were like having lunch, and I feel like Jonathan was a little shocked, because he was like, what do you mean? Like, of course you got it. Like, why are you being so like negative? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I felt like so insecure. And anyway, I did get it. So it was good in the end.
That was the next question.
But I was like, I kind of needed that win, because I was like really in my head about it. But it still happens like all the time. And even Stacy, who's doing like a huge amount of business, like every now and then, like she'll call me or I'll call her, but it's kind of nice to have someone that you can like trust and be vulnerable with, and like, you know, ask stupid questions or bounce things off of them. I
have a buddy of mine. He's not at this brokerage, but he always answers my phone call.
Nice. Yeah.
Anything. And he's a pretty high producing agent too.
Yeah.
And not that anyway, he's just the first guy I ever talked to about real estate.
Yeah.
And that's probably the main reason I'm in.
Yeah.
And like and he runs a team. He's never ever tried to poach me over there.
Yeah.
And I kind of make the joke. I'm like, man, I call you so much, I might have to move. He's
Right.
like, no, man. He's like, happy to answer any calls.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because like I'd be probably dead before you'd pry me away from the guys here. So because they've done a lot for me.
Yeah. No, I love it here.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've been here for a million years.
Yeah, I couldn't see. I started somewhere else, and then you see what you don't want. Sometimes the grass isn't greener, but it was definitely greener over here.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
2 more questions.
Yeah.
What would you say frustrates you the most about this industry? If you care to share.
Frustrates me. I think because of like social media, it's really easy to get caught up in who you think is doing a really amazing job. I find that especially for like newer agents, if you're reading too much into that, like it can be probably pretty depressing. Like,
So don't compare yourself.
don't compare yourself. Like,
I'm guilty of doing that a little bit.
even I am. But I have to remind myself, I'm like, okay, just because so-and-so is posting all of this like fun, glamorous content 24/7. And like people might think that about us. I don't even know, but I have the same insecurities when I see other agents doing it. So I think just like it does frustrate me that like the best agents aren't the loudest agents. And I think that's confusing to the public and to other realtors. So that does frustrate me a little bit.
For sure.
I don't think it's anything we can change. I think just being aware of it is all you can do.
Absolutely.
But I would say that is probably everything. Like, I really love this job. I love it here. I love who I work with. I love doing deals. But that's the one thing that if I'm like annoyed in the run of a day, it's usually something to do with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Last question. How do you keep yourself motivated?
We like to do like little challenges on the team. We check in every Monday we meet. That is super important. Like I know exactly what Brenna's got going on, and Victoria and Stacy. We all know the property. We all know the client. We all know the challenges. We all know each other's goals and, you know, how many deals we need to do to get there. And then we have a collective goal as a team. So I think just like touching on that once a week, that's important because I think if you get away from that, it would be pretty easy to kind of lose motivation. So I think just like reminding ourselves constantly what we're doing. And then each week coming in with those wins, it's like, okay, or maybe we talk about a certain client for 6 weeks and then it's like, oh my fuck, finally, it's done. Like that's really motivating to kind of hear their stories and go through it together. But yeah, and then I think just like we talked about, like moving your body, like it's easy to get in a rut, especially in the winter months.
Absolutely.
So just getting out there, like we always say, like if you put your body there, your mind will follow. So even like the networking shit, like sometimes you don't want to do it. Anytime I don't want to go to an event and I go, I have the best time ever. Like it's just do the things and you'll be better for it. So just even if you don't feel motivated, I think by just like doing the thing, you will get motivated because it won't be so bad.
Yeah. I mean, I think to recap, I think it's just like consistently reminding each other like why we're here.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you're just going to wait around for motivation, like you may be waiting a while.
Yeah.
So sometimes you kind of just got to get out and do it. And
Exactly.
I've been guilty of being caught in that trap. It's like, fuck, I'm so tired. I don't want to go to this.
Yeah.
I still do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then I'll go and I'll have a couple nice conversations, exchange some
and you
information.
feel so
And it's
good
like,
when you leave.
that was a good connection.
Yeah. And like for a lot of extroverts, like that gives you energy. So you
100%.
leave and you feel good.
Yeah, I'm jacked up.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I come in low, now I'm a little high.
Exactly.
You know, talking about that up and down, right?
Yeah.
You kind of just got to strap in and hang on.
Yeah, exactly.
But listen, this was a fantastic chat.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I really appreciate you coming on. You're a super impressive woman.
Oh, thank you.
You run a very nice team with a bunch of amazing ladies.
Thank you so much.
And I'm very proud to share a hallway with you guys.
Neighbors.
And I think like, you know, the more you surround yourself with success, I think the more success finds you.
Yeah,
and,
I agree.
I'm really looking forward to maybe having you on again, see if we have any new developments to talk about, or we can just link up for another chat about just some different topics. So,
okay, cool.
Thanks so much. Happy Friday, and I hope you guys have a great weekend and a successful one.
You too. Thank you.
Next time.
See you, Chris.
All right, bye-bye.